Honoka Hashimoto gave it everything against Wong Man-yu, but they made it through. There was a big scare, a bigger one really even for the men. Wong Chu-chin in all kinds of trouble against Darko Jorgic. He came through and sets up a grudge revenge match against last year's conqueror and winner, Hugo Calderano. Lim Wenru later will take on Sora Matsushima. But first, they will walk past the Hamilton Cup, which they are vying to win. It's time to meet the first two women semi-finalists.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the player for women's singles semi-final.
欢迎女子运动员入场。
Representing Germany, Sabine Winter.
Sabine Winter, one of the stories of the tournament, dropping just one game in 5 matches, reaching a semi-final for the first time in her ITTF World Cup career. And now her opponent.
Representing China, Sun Yisha.
And not just any opponent, the reigning 2-time World Cup winner, looking to make a historic 3 in a row. No woman has ever done that before. But Sun Yisha, as honest as she is talented, said yesterday, after almost exiting at the hands of Hannah Goddard, that it was close, that she just backed herself, that she somehow, after 7 full games, found the match come down to just 2 points. She also knows, and she admitted, she's up against a different quantity in a Sabine Winter who she hasn't played since the German made her change in technique. But Sha's on a 14-match winning streak here in ITTF World Cup table tennis. It's her first meeting with Winter at this event, first ever in a semi-final. She's had to average 4.8 games per match to get here. And as I welcome Fraser Riley to this party on finals day, that's the big factor, isn't it? She knows that head-to-head doesn't count for everything.
It's an absolute honor to be here, John. Absolutely right with what you just said. Sun Yisha has never played the European #1 since Winter changed her equipment to this anti-spin on the backhand style. Man.
The last time they met, actually, you're right, 2023 Singapore Smash before she made the change. Sha's very smart. She said it in the post-match interview. Difficult opponent for me in the semi-final. Yes, she's won in straight games twice, but that was a different player. And I spoke with Winter as well, the first German to make it to this stage since Patricia Solia did it a long time back now.
In over a decade. I think this match right here promises to be one of the most captivating clashes any table tennis fan could dream of. Cannot wait for this one.
Red or back? Winter back. Sun red. Red with the toss. Side, right side. Okay. Service.
There he is, Palut Rang Chai, the most charismatic of our umpires. He was there standing during expedite rule yesterday in the Wongman Yu Honoka Hashimoto match. You know, Fraser, you've just said we're in for something spectacular. I don't know how we can top yesterday. It was heart-stopping action. There were 3 matches in which the Chinese faithful feared that their superstars were going to leave. We had all kinds of drama yesterday.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say. It was just unbelievable. This is one of the Grand Slam contributing events. The World Cup is one of the big ones. And by Jove, the Chinese have been under the cosh, haven't they? Sun Ying-sha saving 2 match points against the princess of Egyptian table tennis, Hannah Goda. And that, for me, was one of the most emotional matchups I've ever seen.
And if you ever want to know how much this means to Team China, we saw it yesterday. From players to coaches to teammates to fans, the emotion as they fought to survive, they clung on in this World Cup. As improbable as that might have seemed, was just amazing to behold. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Sabina. She is so humble, she's so gracious, but she is also so ruthless these days, and she has looked awesome, dialed in, cruised through the group stage, beat the rising star Chin 4-1, and then beat the world number 2, got past Wang Yidi, a former world number 2. Honestly, she feels like at the moment she can come up against anybody, and there it was, demolished one of the best in the business.
I think it's safe to say that she might be the biggest threat to Team China at this moment in time. It's incredible that she changed her equipment just November 2024, taking down the World Youth Champion and Wang Yidi in 4 straight. Goodness me.
Why was Sha pushed so hard yesterday? Well, you have to give massive credit that Fraser already did to her opponent. 4-3, and she had to fight off 2 match points there. She's also had to come past Kwaiman. So actually, Sha is absolutely battle-hardened. Look at those scenes. You don't see that very often. Marlin, her coach, a 4-time World Cup winner. He was screaming. Oh my goodness. Sends shivers down the spine, goosebump stuff to just recall it. And credit to these players. They've had to now rest, recover, and get ready for semi-finals and maybe final action as well.
There's just so much on the line, especially as we have the World Team Championships in London just around the corner.
Yeah.
This is really, really important for Team China to send a clear message to the rest of the world.
You mentioned that, of course, and this is all happening in ITTF centenary year as well. It's just a magical event. This week, here in Macao, China, inside this beautiful Galaxy Arena. It's been a privilege to be here, a privilege to work alongside you, Fraser. Let's just get them out there before we get swept away in the drama of the day. Let's have a great day. Wherever you're watching this, thanks for being with us. Enjoy the action.
Level.
Sabina Binder getting all the toys out early on there.
Yeah, how many cards can she keep close to her chest against the most dominant force on the planet right now? Look at that.
How does she play in that backhand again?
Well, she can twiddle. She can play a textbook backhand counter like you'd see from Sun Ying-sha, or she'll play the UFO. One of the most famous shots in the game right now.
What?
Explain that one.
She basically keeps her grip the same, as in she uses her forehand rubber, but she plays it from the backhand side by opening her wrist in a different way, and it's so difficult to do that. We see some of the world's best practicing it in training for fun, but she's doing it out here on the biggest of stages, effectively. Sorry there.
What?
We saw it there. We also saw her get onto that forehand. She knows that's the big gun.
You've got to give her her flowers. I mean, Vinter's forehand. Surely it's top 3 in the women's game right now.
Has to be, given what she's done off the back of it. I mean, she's always had it, but now allied to everything else. It's a massive weapon because the setup is better than it used to be.
That's right. Because she uses such a disruptive style with the anti-spin, it actually gives her more opportunity to play forehand finishes because, well, she gets a passive ball back, a nervous ball back. Nicely done from Sun Ying-sha. High and mighty.
Snaps that, puts it away, and it goes for a little wander, little think. Because she's already confronting problems here that she doesn't see at all often, if ever. But Xia, she's got such a great game, such a solidity, such a great range of attacking options.
And the fact that she's improved her backhand so much makes it even more bulletproof. And she's a forehand-orientated player, Sun Ying-sha. She loves to set that up, but she's got that as well now. How decisive can she be?
No flat slide, please.
It's going to be very difficult for Sun to play 2 consecutive attacks in this particular matchup. So she's going to have to be very selective and play 1 shot with the next in mind.
It's a couple of points now where she's been able to pounce when there's just a little bit of an opportunity there from Sabina. Oops, back of the head stuff. The physical factor is interesting here because not just her, but Wang Manyu and Chu Qin, they were put through the ringer physically yesterday.
And mentally, I guess, too.
Well, yeah. Fatigue of the physical and mental kind will be a factor. And being around the arena earlier on, I saw 1 or 2 of these players making their way in, and you could forgive them for being a little bit leg heavy today. Sabina won't be. She was off, finished so early yesterday.
Could definitely be a factor. Oh, recovers the net cord.
Oh, yes. Dictating.
She's just a stone-cold player, Sun Ying-sha. Even after winning a point like that, I just had something to say. It was unbelievable. Even when she was match point down against Hanagota, afforded herself a little chuckle. It was like, man, what does it take to get on top of her mentally?
Yeah, she's enjoying it as well, you know, which is great.
One interesting path to the final for both Wang Chuqin and Sun Ying-sha.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the players that they're facing. They're not Asians, they're, you know, non-Asians.
Yeah.
Europeans, Africans.
It's been an incredible couple of draws because the women, who you might normally expect the Chinese to dominate more, they've just not had it their own way.
We felt that the champions Chongqing was a little bit of an anomaly and that the Chinese were going to come locked and loaded and batter absolutely everybody, but no, they struggled.
You're right, and in the men's, for a couple of rounds now, Chu Qin's been the last one standing, the last hope.
From the round of 16, right? Before he took on Felix Tapar. Crazy. Doing well here, Sun Ying-sha.
Because for all the talk about the anti-spin, for all the talk about what Sabina can do in an offensive sense, her defense is being put now to the toughest test possible in the women's game. And at the moment, she's being run around a bit.
This short serve to middle is a brilliant idea because it's so simple, but what has Vinta doing it? Unlikely that she's going to play a flick with the inverted rubber, probably going to prod it through with the ante, and then it can help Sun Ying-sha because it's going to be a no-spin ball that comes back.
But when they do get into an exchange, it's a different ball game entirely.
Can be, especially on that diagonal right there.
So Xiaosha's come in, as you'd imagine, as you'd expect, with a game plan, getting into it.
This is why she's so dangerous. If it's not a perfect setup from Vinta, we're going to see the signature shot of Sun. And if she plays it deep on the table with speed, it's going to be basically impossible for Vinta to recover.
Again, the attack is relentless in this opening game.
Perfect shot off the half-long, stitching up the German star. Give her an inch, she'll take a mile.
6-10. The
ball can kind of knuckle when it comes off the anti-spin, so you've got to watch it if you're Sha.
There's a few pointers, maybe, with 4 game points here, maybe for future games. Maybe not now, but this is an opportunity for Winter to experiment, to try a few things. But to the fans' delight and relief, with the whole of the team watching on, Chin Yushin, the rising star, Wang Yidi in the background there, full support again from Team China. She won't for 1 minute, Sun Ying-sha, take anything for granted here. But there is a lot of pressure on Sabina here. The 33-year-old, a second phase of her career, has to keep finding the energy, the belief, the desire for moments just like this.
Dismissive from Sha. We've barely seen her stuck so far, so that's telling me that Sabina Winter is going to have to pull out a few more tricks, a few more twiddles, really try and take Sun Ying-sha by surprise. Don't just attack with the forehand. She's got to flip the script on what Sha is going to expect in a rally.
She has to keep believing. We saw an uncharacteristically flat performance from Sabina in Chongqing when she went down in straight games to the very impressive Australian Yang Ziliu. And quite early in that match, she seemed to run out of ideas. Maybe just an off day.
It must have been. It came as a massive surprise for me. Yes! Especially after this Singapore Smash semi-final. Sun Ying-sha playing it out the middle here. Look at that.
Right now, Sha looks as if she wants to get this done quickly. Not leave anything to chance like yesterday.
She's got an appointment in the final.
Well, she's got a bit of history to chase, remember. No woman's ever won 3 in a row in the ITTF World Cup. Wouldn't that be something? Such a hard tournament to win.
Yeah, one of the majors. Creme de la creme. Saw Liu Shiwen yesterday getting the elevator. 5-time World Cup champion, the GOAT of the World Cup.
5. That's more than any man has won. I mean, we've got Marlin sitting on the bench there. He won 4, didn't he, Marlin, right?
Yep.
Fan Jundong, modern day great.
He won 3, right? Or 4, perhaps.
4.
Level with Marlin.
He got 4, the best of the modern era. Wong Hao, who we'll see coaching Chi Chen later, he got 3. Alexa Marlon, of course. I mean, the greats.
Samsonov's up there.
Samsonov, the outlier, really, in terms of a non-Asian, non-Chinese getting up there. And we have Hugo Calderano from the Americas, the Brazilian who made history last year. Today's about history. Today's a day for legends.
Her eyes lit up. It's a good idea from Sabina Winter, but that has its dangers as well, because if she does play the short side on the step around, Sun is more than capable of countering cross table to the open space.
She won't have minded that though, Sabina. This looks more like it.
She got a good start in the first game, but Oh my word, Vinter!
Now, she might not be able to do that too often, but that was crucial because again, Shasha's on the attack. Wow, that stung her. A little smile there for Tamara Boris, the coach, knowing that, yeah, that doesn't happen too often.
She's such a character, Sabina. So charismatic.
Yeah.
And she gets a really good on the table and off the table balance.
I'm glad you said that. I was just going to say, actually, we've seen her around Macao this week, and, you know, when she's not playing, she gets out and about. She's got a real exploring, adventurous mindset. She's conscious that she's on a journey. It's a life journey as well here. Now, whether that means she can have the burning desire to win these matches, well, we'll find out.
Oh! Case in point, that's what I was talking about. She might be better off trying to go into the middle of that kind of ball there, Vinter, on the pivot. Because that's the danger. And Shasha realistically is expecting it, isn't she? Down that short side.
Yeah.
Good serve. She tried to go into the middle. Shasha recovered it, but good job that Vinter is such an athlete. I was having a chat with Sabina's father, Mark, who's an Englishman. And Sabina there won the Europe Top 16 Cup. He was telling me that she was a really keen mountaineer.
6-all.
Got a mountain to climb here.
Don't you dare.
It was too easy, that one.
I was thinking about it. Not yet. It's just a gentle incline at the moment.
It's always an uphill battle though, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Even at 6-all.
How on earth do you... How do you take on this aura? How do you take on her pedigree background? How do you take on the army of fans screaming here in support of her?
Oh! Shasha getting it back. Vinter trying to play the backhand rip. Recovering another Shasha forehand. Clever shot from Sun. Using the pace, just slowing down the rally.
She's getting a lot right here, and Sabina's having to just do an awful lot just to win a point.
6-all.
Again, Sun Ying-sha serving and touching a lot of balls into the middle of the table to get a floater back off the ante. Because anti-spin is allergic to spin, it kills it. So if you don't give it spin, you get nothing back.
Very smart, very, very smart tactics.
Happened again, just pulling away. Once it's close, she finds the wiggle room, ups the ante. Basically a carbon copy of the opener, this one.
Yeah, 4 game points again. She's looking so good, Shasha.
11-6.
Halfway down. And Marlin offering lots of vocal encouragement. The team China, who are just sat a little bit to the side of the table here, they like what they see. The fans love what they see. She's 2 games up. And now, it's looking like a mountain to climb.
This is what makes Sun Ying-sha the world #1, the back-to-back world champion, the back-to-back World
First
Cup
game,
champion.
Victor to serve.
Young
Level.
player who's already featured in 2 Olympic finals. We saw Wang Manyu struggling against Vinter in the semi-final of the Singapore Smash. Significant spells of play. Shasha just has that aura, has that killer instinct to just steamroll opponents that you think might have some kind of chance.
She gets a break there, but I'm glad you mentioned the aura. I think it's a huge factor, and we've seen evidence of that this week. Whether it's just taking her time around the table or just the body language, just little subtle things that get into the face and into the head of the opponent. And remember, everywhere Sabina goes here, just as anywhere in China, she'll be surrounded by reminders. Shasha's face, her fans, everywhere.
There's something chilling about the way that she chills. She's so comfortable out here. So comfortable in her own skin, in her own game.
The shark, cruising in search of the next meal.
Vinter trying to be very, very aggressive. It's important that he doesn't try to overcompensate. I think Vinter would normally come firing out with a few more long serves, but she's worried about what Shasha can do. There we see it. You know, Vinter normally, when she does play a long serve, gets a nervy return. Not against Sun.
This is turning into a massive problem for the German right now. She's going to be at a crossroads.
That was nice. Got the anti-spin on the forehand side. You can't show where you're going to go, what you're going to do too soon. You're going to make split-second decisions. No timeout yet from Vinter.
It's good that you raised that point then, because she just showed quite a bit of frustration off that last point there. This is a bit of torment for the German.
Yep. UFO. Oh, forehand on the lead. She's locking down that diagonal.
She's getting schooled here, quite frankly, and she's running out of ideas.
Shasha's not even having to budge. Forehand bias stood there on the backhand side.
She can indulge herself, really. She can allow herself the luxury of going for something, such as the dominance she's got here on the scoreboard and more broadly over Vinter. Maybe we see it so often we take it for granted, but there are few, if any, finer than Shasha when it comes to just executing that kind of shot. She's under heavy fire, Sabina.
As soon as she begins to pivot, Shasha can find the crossover with the backhand rip. Oh, this is just a masterclass. This is humbling for Sabina.
It is, and it's kind of tough to see. You just look at her face now, and she's the most gung-ho, bullish, positive person, but this is taking its toll on her.
Just to try and get Shasha out to that wide forehand as soon as possible, Sabina. And that will be the same kind of tactics you've got to try and exploit. for the rest of this match. She can't play it into the backhand. She can barely play it into the middle of Shasha. Get her out to that wide forehand as soon as possible.
She's on the brink of a 3-love lead here. 7 game points for the world #1 for the World Cup. Defending champion. And that's that. Wrapped up nice and neatly and very quickly as well. 11-3. She's getting more and more dominant. And it's beginning to look as if there's no way back here for the German. Yes, she'll have a medal here in Macao, China, but she's miles away from the final right now. You know, Fraser, given what we're seeing here, massive credit to Hannah Goddard for what she did yesterday. To take Shasha, who was destroying Sabina Bindi here, as far as she could, and almost to beat her. I know it's not going to make her feel any better, but boy, what a performance that was. Because this one feels like it's going to be over very, very quickly. And when you look to the final, it will be a real plus for Shasha if she can get this done and give herself a bit more time. We don't know who she's playing yet, whether it's Manu or Shin Yubin, but she'll have plenty of time to prepare for it. If Sabina can't somehow fight back.
Most likely. Escape from Shasha against Hannah Goddard has made it even more dangerous right now. Because when you've stared defeat in the face and come out on top, when you've been a point away from losing and you've won, I mean, that tells you all you need to know about who you're dealing with. Someone who has learned to lose, someone who doesn't fear. That is the ultimate definition of danger on stage.
Oh, wow.
But I do want to give my props to Hannah Goddard because she's been closer to defeating Sun Ying-sha than anybody. Anybody. You know, you can look at the Japanese, look at everybody else. Hannah Goddard was the closest.
Here's the timeout, and a bit of humor there for Sabina. At least she can laugh about it as she talks to Tamara Goddard. This is getting very promised. This is getting very, very difficult.
She's waiting. I would just take one serve, one forehand, and when she goes to empty, from forehand and back to backhand. This is okay, one more I try now. The one on my next serve, and later I try that. Which do I think? And then she's making
What a phenomenal fighter. You know, as a European myself, it's incredible to see a European woman now who can really live up to the standard that the top Asian players set. You know, at the finals at the end of last season, we didn't see a single non-Asian woman there in the top 16. Vinter is knocking on the door of the top 10 in the world. Yes, she's up against the world #1. Yes, she's unlikely to win here. But the future certainly looks bright in this new Olympic cycle.
Yeah, it does. She's got to learn to kick on now because she got beaten 4-1, having put up a good fight against Wang Manyu in the Singapore Smash semi-final. So it's next level stuff now for her.
That's it. And you have to imagine, if you assume any rate of natural progression, she will get even better with this style.
4-1.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's going to have to be able to process this, because this is a semi-final humbling, really, we're witnessing here.
It's just so cold. The way in which she wins. Look at it.
So cold for Winter, who looks like she can't weather this storm. No way, no how.
It's a blizzard.
Let 1-5.
Rocket forehand.
5.
Such jagged technique on the forehand, Winter. It's actually difficult to read where she's going to play it. Good serve.
5-3.
Like a dart. Loads of backspin. Quick. Deep on the table. Summer stepping in, caught off guard.
All in, all or nothing. Hurled herself into that forehand, Chu-Chin style.
It's a bit of a breakdance move, isn't it?
There she goes. That's commitment. Embodied. And she's within 1 point.
That's the thing, when you play it deep and quick, Winter can only really get the pad on there with the ante. Shallow on 1 foot, swaps it home. So in future clashes between these two, it's going to be Winter's prerogative to try and stop that. How do you stop Shah from playing powerfully into that backhand?
Yeah, she's just about home, isn't she now?
Showing absolutely no sign of slowing. Showing her class and blowing past the German. Just when you look like Winter was beginning to mount a bit of a comeback. Shah wins a hat-trick of points. She's just 3 away. Shot. Sets it up with the ante. She wasn't confident to do anything else other than push. Yeah. It's Winter's bread and butter.
Let 5-9.
Service error. The first we've seen. It sets up 5 match points for Sun Ying-Shah. Done and dusted. She's through to the final, the world #1. She defeats the anti-spin star, the European #1 Sabina Winter, without dropping a single game. Will it be a hat-trick here today? Will she be the first woman to win 3 World Cup titles on the bounce. We will find out later on in the second session. Who will she face? Will it be the history-making Korean Shin Yu-bin or her nemesis, Wang Mon-yu? In what will probably be the defining era match. Wang Mon-yu, remember, looking for her first World Cup title here. Quiet nod of satisfaction. Ma Lin, 4-time World Cup champion and head coach of the Chinese women. Delighted that she got through that match and got through without dropping more than 6 points in a single game. Complete and utter domination from the world number 1. But I'm sure that Sabine Winter, who's the first European to make it onto the World Cup podium in more than a decade, will come back stronger next time here. Let's have a look at the highlights from the first of our single semi-finals.
Sun Ying-sha is now 1 match away from making history and becoming the first woman to win 3 successive ITTF World Cups. She's won her semi-final very convincingly. Congratulations, Gongxi Xia. A very impressive victory against Sabine Winter. The first time you played against Sabine since she changed the rubber, since she changed her style. So talk to me about the plan that you and the coach came up with to win so well today.
孙颖莎还有1场比赛，你就将创造 ITTF 世界杯的历史，因为还没有任何运动员连续3届斩获冠军，而你即将有望创造这一历史。那今天在半决赛，你是以压倒性的优势获得胜利，恭喜！这是在萨宾温特改变他的胶皮和打法之后，你第一次与他交手。想问一下，您和教练是如何制定了战术取得胜利的呢？
首先，其实对于成绩方面来说，我觉得自己没有想太多吧。我觉得还是做好过程。其实从淘汰赛开始，第1轮一直到今天的半决赛，我觉得一路还是都非常困难。而且昨天自己也是在这种第7局。快要即将输的比赛能够追回来，我觉得今天面对半决赛中的心态，我觉得更好一些，然后也更释放一些。但我觉得其实温特虽然今天看似是4-0的比分，但其实在近1年多也看过他很多比赛，然后其实教练组包括赛前这种马岛、秋岛，其实对于自己的布置，我觉得还都是非常细致的，而且我觉得今天在比赛中自己整体来说4级还是没有给对手很多喘息的机会，然后也是这种投入的打好每1分吧。
I didn't put too much thought into the results. I just enjoyed the process all the way from the first round to the semi-final in the main draw. It was very tough, especially yesterday in set 7. I could have lost that match, but I made a comeback. And today in this semifinal, I was in a better mentality and I was more relaxed. Yes, I won 4-0. However, over the past year, I watched a lot of matches of Sabina Winter. So before the match, Coach Ma, Coach Chiu, they offered me many details for my tactics and game plan. So I didn't afford Sabina a lot of opportunities in the match. I fought for each point.
It was an excellent plan. It worked so well. Now you give yourself some extra time to prepare for the final. Just tell me this, Xia, what is in your mind ahead of this big final?
这个技战术执行得非常好，也为你赢得了更多的时间，为决赛做好准备。那想问一下莎莎，在即将到来的决赛，你会有什么样的展望呢？
对，我觉得。首先，今天这场比赛还是做足了这种非常强的困难准备。其实4-0的比分自己也没有想到，但我觉得自己首先今天整体的发挥还是非常满意。对，其实对于决赛来说，我觉得自己有更多的时间去恢复，然后去准备。但当然，我也相信曼玉能够赢下接下来的比赛，然后。自己还是希望能够跟曼玉顺利会师到决赛，然后给大家奉献一场精彩的比赛。
Well, I won this match 4-0, but I went into the match fully anticipating all difficulties. I didn't expect to win this quickly. My performance was quite satisfying for me. I want some extra time for myself for tonight, so I will rest and reset. I would like to meet Man Yu in the final, so I hope Man Yu will win so that we can pull off a spectacular match tonight.
Well, recover well. Good luck tonight, and thank you for sharing so much. 谢谢.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, we will get to see if she will face Wang Manyu later on this evening. That match is coming up next against Shin Yu-bin, the Korean, the first Republic of Korea player to make it onto the World Cup podium. But could she upset the apple cart? Could she do the unthinkable, Shin Yu-bin, and deny Wang Manyu a chance to win her first World Cup title? We're well used to seeing these kind of pictures here. Xia and Manyu, the two leaders for Team China on the women's side. I'm sure we're going to get to see Marlin back soon, as Wang Manyu will be taking on Shin Yu-bin very, very shortly. But he just wants to have a quick chat with Xia. You wonder what he's got to say, because that was a squeaky clean performance from the back-to-back World Cup champion. 4-0 against Sabina Winter, the European #1. Congratulations to the German for making it onto the podium for the first time at this event. She beat two Team China stars en route to the semi-finals.